Hi everybody, welcome back to Circle of Besties Tarot. I'm going to be putting forth a few recordings and going to try to go live again soon. As usual, you can find us on Circle of Besties Tarot. I also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, but the Facebook is where I do most of my social media and awesome me sharing, and then YouTube is where you'll find me doing readings and going live. If you are in New England and in Connecticut and would like to visit me in person in Stafford, Connecticut, I do have reading hours on Main Street at a crystal shop called Let's Get Wired. So shout out to them. You can go on their website and make an appointment for a time with me. My schedule is found there, and I'll also put the details in the description. The deck I'm using is the Wicked Tarot deck and guidebook. It's the characters are from the movies. Sorry, I have to get a better camera. But there's a lot of glare going on. You know what? Let me turn in just the lighting. I don't know that I'll be able to get it perfect today, but yeah, I definitely won't be able to get it perfect today because my ring light was not set up and I only have the overhead light. So yeah, I'm happy with the quality of the cards. I mean, they're not gilded on the side, but the size is nice. They're easy to use, and I love the theming. I think the movies were so popular that anybody who enjoyed those movies would enjoy getting a reading with this deck. So why don't we give it a go and see what comes out. Just pull a couple cards and see what we can find for a reading. I do like jumpers, so I'm not at the deck and pull from the pile type of a reader. I do like them to feel faded. So bear with me while I shuffle. Oh, got one. So I'm going to read them upright for now because I think I shuffled the deck and there's a lot that are in reverse and they don't necessarily need to start out that way. So the Ace of Brooms, which is the Ace of Wands. So definitely new motivations, new excitement, new epiphanies, new creative ideas, new passions. And that could be romantic or in work or just, ring light. So you have, I know the camera quality is crap, but you have Elphaba holding out the wand in front of the window before she smashes through it and takes off in the first movie. So the Ace of Brooms, my word, dropping things. Okay. So I would say that, what we're talking about is, a new passion for life, a new year. Look at us. It's the third of the new year. You got a full moon. Okay. So I would say, and we have as the crossing and the challenge, the Lovers. So, initially the Rider-Waite Smith, the Lovers it wasn't called the Lovers. It was called the Choice. So in romantic relationships, you choose your person. So these lovers obviously choose each other. So they're showing Elphaba and Pharaoh in this deck. But I have a feeling that, we might not be talking about a romantic situation. Everybody would resonate differently. This is for a general audience. It's not a one-on-one or a specific reading for one specific person. So take it as it resonates. But, if we're talking about a romantic situation, the challenge could be reigniting the passion between you and a romantic partner. If you're married and, been together for years and years and years, maybe, you're looking for ways to reignite the passion, reignite, your partnership, your spark, so to speak. For me, if you were to apply this to a work situation, maybe, you're sort of in a humdrum role that doesn't really, get you excited. You might be bored. And so you might be looking for something that feels like more of a challenge and that, you jump out of bed in the morning for. So if not work or, like whatever, maybe passions in life, like, what drives you? If you're seeking out a purpose, like, what could that be? So the choice could be, do you continue to do, what you've been conditioned to do, or what is part of a routine that's worked for years, or is just, like what you're, like just what you do in day in and day out as a routine. Are you going to mix that up a bit, so that's the situation we're talking about. And then let's see. So like for future advice, we have actually the Hanged one, which is the Hanged Man, but in reverse. So I'll take this one in reverse because it feels right. I think in reverse, it's, rather it's look at things from a new angle as far as the, like Hanged Man as a major arcana card. But when it's upside down, it's like, okay, no more contemplating, no more, assessing, no more analyzing, no more collecting data, no more looking at things, as a what if. It's a let's go, like right now. So it's time to move, time to act. I'm not going to take those. I didn't see what they were. They landed face down. Okay. Word advice, please. Okay, that was good. So we have, I'm going to take this upright. So the Death card, which is the number 13. The Hanged Man is number 12. So it's actually in succession. So, but, the Death card isn't, it's not about literal death. It could be a transformation of any sort that, is it's irrevocable. It doesn't, you can't, I use this as an example, like when I'm talking about the Tower, but also, with the Death card, if you were to win the lottery, the moments before you've won the lottery, like say you won millions of dollars, and the moments after you won the lottery are completely different. There's no going back to the person you were before you knew you had access to millions of dollars, and all this worry and material fear has left the building. You're a different person. You just can't go back. You might be able to like remember and empathize with that past version of yourself, but it's gone. So, another way to symbolize death or transformation is, if you think of the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Once they go through the chrysalis stage and they become a butterfly, they're never going to be able to go back being a caterpillar. Like the transformation's complete and irrevocable. So that's what I mean by that. So, paired with the Hanged One in reverse, referring to the Ace of Brooms with a crossing of the Lovers or a choice. Time is of the essence, and it seems like you're going to be making a really big change here. Like, no more new year, new you. So, no more boredom, no more, what ifs, no more, humdrum routine. You're going to follow your passions and you're just going to go for it. You've got one life to live. Why not? So we have the Seven of Flowers, which I believe are the seven of, I'm actually not sure. Let me, so I know we have brooms, which are wands. We have, so we have bricks. Let me just see what these are. So Ace of Bricks. Okay, so I'm thinking bricks are swords. Flowers are cups. Okay, so Seven of Cups. That means that you're going to have a lot of different options. Not every option is perfect for you. So you have to, be careful when you are making this huge, if you're sort of like, time is of the essence, jumping into this new life, these like following new passions, new, in a very exciting way. You're going to have a lot of different options. But not everyone is going to be the perfect one. So even though it's sort of like, go, the advice is to just go and do it. Let me refer back to the lovers. So that's a choice. So you have to really go inward and say, okay, when I am moving forward into this new scenario, like, how well do I know myself? Like, will this, sort of be, like, will it satisfy me long term? So is it something that you can grow in and that will like continue to challenge you in the right ways where, it won't be like a flash in the pan. It'll be something that continues to, because if you are changing your entire life and the way that, you kind of spend your time and integrate who you are into the spending, this time in a new way, you're going to want to make sure that's sustainable for you. And the only person that will know how to do that is you. So you really need to, I think you'll know because you'll be so excited. So I think the advice with the Seven of Flowers is to gauge your, yes, add momentum, dig in, go forward, try new things, be excited. But like measure your, use your intuition and measure your excitement with every new opportunity that's presented to you. And then think long term. Think, will this sustain me? Or is this, is this a short term option, or is it something that you can scale, you can grow, you can make last for a while? And how do you feel about that? Are you excited to grow with that new thing? Or is it something that you might want to start and then give to someone else, maybe a business, and you sell it? Or is it something you can see yourself doing until you retire, and then maybe, like taking an apprentice and having that person continue on in your stead? You know what I'm saying? So like really be, trying to just really be aware of, who you are in this new adventure and what that means to you long term. So I'm going to clarify each of these, so give a little bit more detail. Oh my goodness, I really can't. Thank you for being patient with me in these little growing pains with this bad camera in my new office. I hope you've missed my readings. I've certainly missed doing them for you, but along with the newness of the setup, you get my full personality, which is just like, well, let's make it work, right? Okay, so we have the Nine of Brooms, which is Nine of Wands. So this is the scene where Elphaba is at the she's at the ballroom, and she decides to, even though she knows everyone is bullying her and picking on her and making fun of her, she embraces her artistic expression and does the dance. And then in the end, it's what wins Glinda's heart in a way. It endears Glinda to her. So, but she's an artist. She's very deep and she's soulful. So the Nine of Brooms, it's Nine of Wands. So you're at the end of a very hard journey. You've been through it. You're carrying a very heavy load up a very high hill. But in the original Rider-Waite tarot, the village is right at the end of the road. Like you can see the village, you can see the end of the tunnel, so to speak. You can the end is in sight. So it's like, keep going. You're almost there, and tomorrow you won't have this heavy load. So it's going to be your hard work will pay off. So so paired with the Hanged Man in reverse, it's like, the time is now, get going. Like life is short, go for it. You've accumulated all the skills and all the knowledge and all the life experiences and sort of the been there, done that sort of mentality, where nothing really, you don't really get that upset over things that are silly. So you're going to express yourself in a way. So meaning like, me reading tarot cards and teaching classes about divination and intuition and how to be magical, so to speak, in today's world. Like in a storefront in my hometown where I went to high school. This is me following my passions. This is me with the Hanged One in reverse, my 9 of brooms, saying, what on earth am I waiting for? I'm so into this. I'm so into divination. I have an aunt who is a psychic. I've absolutely loved learning and reading and doing all different types of divination and talking about it and talking about crystals and helping my friend, who's the owner of the shop there where I read, like helping her with her business and just being in that energy. Like that is where I'm happiest. I'm most passionate. I am thrilled to be there when I'm there. It's not work, So I think it's saying like, who cares if you run into somebody that you went to school with and they have, they think you're weird, or they think that, even, they don't believe in anything that you stand for. Well, you just don't care. You know what? You're going to put on your ugly hat, and you're going to do your cool, super, artistic dance, and your tribe finds you, the people that feel just like you are going to say, look at her being so brave and being authentically herself or himself. And they're going to be like, yeah, you want to know what? Me too. And I've been wearing a mask for a very long time. And, I want to wake up tomorrow and be super excited to go do all my woo stuff because that's what makes me feel happy. So why on earth aren't we doing that? Whatever it is, you could be a dog groomer. You could be, you could be a tax accountant and you can't wait for tax season. You're going to open up your own, tax office. Who knows? It could be anything. It could be whatever is your thing. So we have the 9 of yellow bricks. I'm going to just, let me just make sure I know what I'm talking about before I start talking about it. I love these new decks. I love the art and everything. Okay, so yeah, all right. It's the sword. So this is so paired with the death. This is, like the anxiety of leaving behind, what you're comfortable with, leaving behind a comfortable job that pays well and your bills are covered. You've got health insurance. I'm taking it down if this was a work situation. But say, we're back to the romance thing. So if you're seeking a new spark or a new relationship or a new love, but you want somebody that you really click with, that is, you've got a lot of chemistry with, that is your person. Sometimes, so I'll separate these two, but one's supposed to be over the other. But sometimes you end up spending, years in a relationship that's comfortable and easy, and codependent, a lot of shared things, that you move forward with, and then time passes, but you never really, there's the one that got away. You think in your minds, do you have that type of love? And sometimes you have it and then you lose it, just by being busy and growing apart. So, are you coming back together? Like, the time is now, life is short. So, like, bite the bullet, have that hard conversation. Like, if sometimes it's a way you have to change the way you use your words. So I'm thinking that with the 9 of yellow bricks and the death, it's like communicating your needs in a different way, and actually communicating them to yourself in a different way. Like, your brain is saying, this is your road because you have a degree in X. you got married and you have 5 kids with X. So, the way that life is supposed to go, or the conditioning that you've been told to follow, is in your brain running on repeat. And so, that's what the 90 yellow bricks is an anxiousness, or it's anxiety and fear and sleeplessness and overthinking about, completely transforming what you're comfortable doing every day of your life and what you've been told is normal. So defining your new normal is incredibly anxiety inducing. So, all right. So I want to clarify for the 7 of flowers, which is the many options that will come once we embrace this fear and start thinking differently and talking to ourselves differently about what we need to be happy. And then we're going to follow our passions, right? So we have the 8 of brooms. So this is very fast incoming energy. You see the Madame Morrible with the twister and how she takes things into her own hands, and she creates, a reason for the house to fall on her sister, and then for, the guards to be ready to, get Elphaba when she comes to say goodbye to her. So, for following the Wicked storyline. So, 7 of flowers, it's a feeling as well of having like the world's at your fingertips. Like, this is where Elphaba's in the beginning, in the first movie, where she's running through the field and she thinks that, she goes, because I'm magical. Madame Morrible is taking me as under her wing. I am going to be able to hone my skills with magic. I might be at the right hand of the Wizard of Oz at some point. At that point, she doesn't know he's a fake. And all these options are in front of her, and her head is spinning with happiness because she has like so many good things that are going to be coming her way because of all the skills she has. So that feeling, they're saying with the 8 of brooms that it's incoming, and it's incoming fast. So, I mean, where is this middle part here? This is this anxiety, this fear, this like, what if I don't have enough money to support myself or my family? What if, all these what ifs? This is the what if pile. And what this reading is saying is that this feeling of, your wildest dreams coming true, and it actually being because of your special skill set and who you are as a person, and only for you, all these options are available because of those reasons, and they're coming in fast. So you need to be ready. So the hanged one, which is a hanged man in reverse, is like, be ready. Like, there's like no time to waste here. So how thrilling. What a great read, because it just says that once you identify the thing that you need to feel alive again, to jump out of bed and be like, let's go. It makes you like giddy with happiness, and you're motivated, and you want to, you've got all the energy in the world. I always joke, I'm a theme park nerd, so I always joke about how I'm exhausted and tired and in bed by 7 o'clock, and I'm always sleepy and whiny. And then the minute you put me at Universal Studios, all of a sudden I'm up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm at rope drop. I'm riding roller coasters. I'm walking 20,000 steps, and there's no stopping me. And I'm as happy as I can be when I drop into bed just to do it all over again the next day. And like, who is that person? Right? That's the energy we're talking about here. It's like, I choose, when I'm at that theme park, I choose to like be that person, the 20,000 step person who's like, unstoppable. I'm like, why can't we do that in our regular life? Like, why can't we get out of bed and get ready to rope drop, like with like that type of enthusiasm, for like what we do for money, like what we do with our time during the day, like the people we spend the most time with, like our relationships. Like, we need to, redefine our, kind of take a look at our conditioning and everything that we've been told is, what normal means, and redefine it so we can grow into someone who is, just absolutely unstoppable and thrilled about every minute of every day they get to do what they love to do, or be with the person that they absolutely are meant to be with. And, all the excitement and sort of surprise that comes with those moments, being in that new energy and having like new life lesson. Because you're not just, following a system, you're creating one. So, I think this is a very cool reading. I mean, I'm getting pumped up thinking about, I'm hoping, that maybe it's for me too. I can't wait to have that epiphany. So Ace of Brooms is also an epiphany, where you're like, you have an aha moment and you're just filled with excitement over the next thing. So I wish that for all of you who are watching. I want to thank you for spending time with me and watching this recording. And I do promise that I will have more readings up. I'll be doing more lives and I'll get a better camera. I promise. All right. You take care, everybody. And if you're in Connecticut, I hope to see you at the shop. Look for my hours in the description below.